There has been a lot of talks lately about tariffs, especially with the upcoming Trump administration and what they're going to do to the U.S. economy, to the world situation. So I was going to share with you my knowledge of tariffs and what they are, and basically tell you also how they may affect everyday citizens like ourselves. I'm Robert Niazov, your trusted mortgage source, but we're going to talk about tariffs today, and we'll start with the definition. So let's start with the definition first. Tariffs are taxes that are imposed by one country on the goods imported from another country. For example, if U.S. is imposing a tariff on automobiles imported from, let's say, Germany, then the local dealership, local business that sells the cars will have to pay that tax to the American government. Specifically in the United States, it's imposed by the Customs and Border Patrol. That's where the money is going. It's a government organization. And it's always a government organization where the money is going. It's very simple. They get together, they decide that today we're going to impose a tariff on this country and these products. Okay? And they are decided by the president and his cabinet, usually, and obviously they go to the government's budget. Let's now talk about why the tariffs are imposed. So, reason number one is to kind of force the business community to make products inside the country. You understand? It's only the things that are brought from the outside are taxed or, being tariffed. If you make products, let's say in the United States, that the tariffs do not apply. So that's done to kind of press and force the manufacturers to make goods here, let's say in the United States or in any other country. So that's number one. Number two, it could be used as like an economic weapon. Okay, if we need to get, let's say, some concessions from someone else, we can say, okay, you know what, you're not doing this, we're going to impose a tariff. For example, right now, as an example, the Trump, again, incoming Trump administration is threatening to put tariffs against Mexico. Why Mexico? They're, for the most part, a friendly neighbor. And the reason is, I think, it's going to be like a bargaining chip to say, okay, you stop the flow of immigrants, we will then remove the tariffs. How does it affect Mexico if the, let's say, the local American, let's say in this case, American dealership is paying the tax? How does it really affect Mexico? Well, it's very simple. If the tariffs are imposed, then that country from which it is being imported, the idea is there will be less demand to import from that country. You understand? If it's becoming so expensive, then why should we go there and still have any trade? In light of this, I want to talk to you about something called free trade, space. For example, for many years, we had free trade space at some point in the past, in the recent past, we had a free trade space with Canada and Mexico. Everybody remembers that NAFTA agreement. So I think it's North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement. I think that's what was the acronym. That means anything that's within that agreement has no tariffs. It's free trade. When you have free trade, that means trade without tariffs. So that free trade might be ending. So we covered two things, why the tariffs are imposed. Number one, to force people, to force businesses to make, goods here in the United States. The second, to retaliate for something. And the third, obviously, and it's related to the first one, is to increase the, to revenue in the budget. Now, let's talk about how that might affect everyday people and what can we do about this, if anything. Not naturally, because it's going to be more expensive to the importer, that will trickle down to everyday purchases. So if someone is, let's say, importing, I don't know, let's call it toilet paper from another country, and now it's going to be more expensive, let's say it's an additional 20%, you might feel it. And that also is true for other products, for, I don't know, toys, and maybe even some food. Again, imported from the outside of the country. Nothing we really can do about this. However, if there is something expensive, okay, if you feel that let's say right now they're threatening to impose tariffs on automobiles imported from let's say Europe or Japan, and you want to make that large purchase and you're really afraid that the price may go up by 20%, go ahead and make it. If you really need it soon, if you need it, let's say January, February, March 2025, maybe it's a good idea to make that purchase now. Otherwise, just let it go. There are things that we cannot control in this life, and this is one of them. It is highly political, and it's all kind of commingled with the economy, geopolitical things. So, the everyday people only can accept it and move forward and hope for the best, that one day it will be reversed. Mortgages, or rather the ability for people to get a mortgage. If the tariffs are imposed and, really enforced, then things will become a little more expensive, and there will be less disposable income for people to spend on housing. So they will think about, okay, they could have afforded, let's say, I don't know, X amount of dollars per month for their mortgage. Now it could be a little bit less than that X. So you need to look for opportunities. When the rates fall, maybe you can balance it this way. Or, if you already have a mortgage, maybe, again, when the rates fall, refinance to a lower rate and then free some cash flow. So, but generally, if you're a first-time home buyer and, tariffs are imposed and there is less money left for you at the end of the day, that might affect the purchase power when it comes to real estate. We're hoping for more good news, and we'll share with you if anything changes. I hope you like this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you very soon. God bless you.